Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm Calvin and today we're back to our philosophy topic. Our topic today is a topic that keep going on the time topic. So today our main topic is talking about time traveling. The time traveling is another way to explain about when you go flow by the time or going against it. So simply, the time traveling is a way that going to explain how something move in time. So in usual, everybody, everything always traveling in time because when someone traveling in time, that means they come to this time into another. And in that theories, we could say that every second we travel to another time, or you could say we travel into the future. So that's what usual things travel in time. But our topic today is not just talking about novel time travel. Today we will go to talk about time travel. That means you're going against the time theories or go with the time theories, but it's a much more with a much more faster speed. For example, you go back into the past and do something in there, or you go into the future as usual, but your speed or the distance that you go is much more faster than the time usually do. So that's when we call it time travel, when it's come to something that's get out of normal time. So today we will go to talk about, can we really travel in time? So you guys can see the topic today is talking about time travel, and of course time travels will go to be taught as two parts. The first one is travel into the past and the second one is travel into the future. But because traveling into the future is not a way that we could go to explain it easily, and also it have to be very complicated is we talk when we go if we explain for the case that we go into the future, and it's much more better and more simpler for you guys to understand when we describe it as a way to travel from the past. So in any case, traveling into the future is just the way people in the past come into present in somehow, in some way, people into the past come into the present time. So for those people, they think they're traveling into the future. So today, we will just focus on traveling into the past. So, how could we traveling into the past? So you guys can see traveling to the past is not an easy thing because there is no technology can help people to travel into the past in this time yet. So today we will just focus on the theories that could be possible, is possible for us to go to travel in time in theories and physically or not. And of course, even when something is physically possible, if illogical is impossible, so whatever the physical theories say is still impossible too. So today we will just focus on the theories and let's see how the scientists going to create the time travel machine in the future, but not now. Yeah, sure. So today I'm just gonna talk with you guys about a theories and ask an explanation for you guys to understand that could you really do anything as a normal people when you come back into the past. So you guys can see in the present time we could do a lot of things. We could eat something, we could do anything, we could go to play with our friends, we could read book, or we could even go to find someone to take time off, which means that we could go to like play with them, going to hang out with them, or going to bother them by our topic. So when we come into the past, there is some rules that maybe will be crossed. Maybe it will change the timeline if you cross that rules. The first one, that when you go into the future, you cannot go into affect. When you go into the past, you cannot affect people there. That's the first one. And the second one, that you cannot do some things that makes the physical theories of physical object change or disappear in any place when you're going to travel into the past. Those are two simple things that I think is the best thing we could need. We could need to travel into the past. But of course, that's just for details. But in the most simple explanation, when you come into the past, the only thing you could do is just talk, but you cannot talk something that changed someone's mind. In other way, you just cannot do everything. Why is that? Because somehow, if we look at the timeline in the past and the timeline in our present time as once, we could see that every move that will going to cause the change of time, and that thing will also going to affect people in the present time, include us, right? So let's take an example here. Do you guys know the theories named the the grandfather paradox? This is the theories about when a guy trying to come back into the past and try to kill his grandfather. Of course, it's not need to be killed. You guys could say, yeah, maybe I'll go back into the past and try to make my grandfather don't meet my grandmother so that they don't love each other. So you guys can see when you did it, so that means your dad would not be born be born, because your grandfather and your grandmother didn't see each other, didn't love each other. They cannot go into marriage and they cannot have son, which means your dad. So in that way, we could say that you are your dad's sons. And if your dad is not born, which means you cannot be born either. So when you come back into the past, try to prevent your grandfather to have your dad. So if you success, so that means you cannot exist in the world either. But when you cannot exist in the world, so that means you cannot be able to exist to travel back into the past and prevent your grandfather to love your grandmother. And if you cannot exist to prevent that, so that means your dad will go to be exist. And if your dad exists, so he will meet your mom. And in that way, you going to be born again. So you guys can see sometimes there is some theories that go into cause an infinity loop if we go to change something in the past, especially something going to affect our appearance. So that's when something is really hard for us to solve, because we couldn't get any result after doing something in the past, because if we didn't exist to do it, so that's when the result is not true. And if the result is not true, so the result that is will going to affect or take the bad effect on us will not be true either. And that means we didn't going to be disappear. For example, so that's the first point for us to point out that you cannot go in to travel into the past or not. So you guys can see in the first explanation, it's just tell us that we cannot do anything if we really travel into the past. And of course, we didn't talk about is really does traveling into the past is possible or not. Now let's come to the second and also the last point of this topic. If traveling time is really possible in logically and physically, so where's the time travelers? There is a research that the scientists have sent sent a letter for some people to join a party. But the problem is that party already happened. And of course, no one joined the party that said on the letters. So that means there is no one on the group that been sent the letters that is time travelers, because they know what time is it. They know did they travel that party or not. So this is join that party or not. So that means if time travelers really appear, they would didn't recognize that they still they already joined that party and they still go into the party, so we could still meet the time travelers. But sadly, there's no one come to that research place, so which means we didn't find any time travelers yet. And if you guys know any clue to find the time travelers, you guys can share it on your own page of Facebook or on your social media. I didn't force you guys to say it on our channel, but still I think going to share a little bit of your opinion on my channel maybe will help the other viewer going to communicate and also get a lot of interesting conversation. But still, that's just your choice. And now it's time for to say goodbye then. See you in my next video. Goodbye.